Now for some G-Pack action, the Dordt defenders, fresh off a bye week, they've moved up from 16 to 14 in the latest NAIA Top 25 Coaches Poll. This week, the defenders on the road in Hastings. And Dordt looking to continue to stay undefeated here as they take on the Broncos. This one tied 7-7 in the first, then Colson Cruz has plenty of time firing the dart to Evan Jordal for the defender touchdown. They take the 14-7 lead after that 25-yard touchdown. Second quarter now, Cruz handing off to Brendan Piper, who takes off, makes some defenders miss, and cruises on into the end zone. That's a 31-yard touchdown, and Dordt runs away with this one. A season-high 61 points. They win 61-21. Finally, a look at more scores from today. Lots of G-Pack teams on the road. The top-ranked Northwestern Red Raiders overcome a slow start, getting the win over Midland 42-21. Third-ranked Morningside stays undefeated, taking down Doane 38-7. And Briarcliff falls to Concordia 35-23. The Wildcats of Wayne State College getting the job done. They take the win 48-22. Buena Vista falls to Simpson College 55-28. And maybe the game of the day, the South Dakota Coyotes. They shock number 2 North Dakota State on the road as they take the win 24-19. Very